Hello and welcome to my review of the Nikon D50. This is my DSLR. As I say, it's held up well for about a year or so. That's how long I've been using it. But this, sure, it's ancient by today's standards, but 2005, this was the upper entry level DSLR that you actually paid like $800 for. Now, it's gotten replaced many times over. So let's go get a few test shots. So the Nikon D50 may be a little bit low for features, such as ISO 200 to 1600, but it's got standard shutter speeds, 30 seconds to 1/4000th of a second, and with this lens, f3.5 to 6.3, 18 to 200. It's got everything you need, such as the mode dial, standard Nikon mode dial. It's got manual, aperture priority, shutter priority, program mode, auto, and the little people. And now it is actually sprinkling, so let's get this over and done with. I'm just going to take a few test shots here of these leaves, and we'll see how it actually holds up. Well, I'll take a few pictures. Cool, so that's one. I have it set to ISO 1600 because, not the tripod. It is a little bit dark. Well, kind of ish. I just want a fast shutter speed because the leaves keep moving and everything. If I have a slow one, they'll blur. I'll also take a few other test shots and I'll show it to you because it is getting a bit sprinkly, and this camera here is not waterproof, so neither is this or this, but still. See you in a bit. Okay, no, the real reason why I shot at ISO 1600 is because to show off the grainy bits of the image. Now here, in the darker areas, you can see the distinctive grain. If you lower the ISO, it will get rid of this ugly grainy bits. But yeah, it's still usable, but it's not that bad. Now, as you can see here with this next image, still shot at ISO 1600, but there is less grain because, well, the image is much brighter. The noisiness of the image does depend on how bright the image is. In like darker situations, the grain does appear more in your images. But I'm sure with some like photoshopping you can clean that up. But yeah, this image is much better in terms of noise. Now here with this pineapple, same thing. Yeah, you can see. Just take a look for yourself. Now, none of those images were edited, but here I want to showcase my probably best image ever. It was taken at ISO 200 at f6.3, 70mm, and you can see the result here. It is absolutely amazing, and yeah, I'm really proud of this one. This is where the camera can shine at like the moments where you don't expect it to. It beats all odds. That's enough of test shots today, so let's get back to the review. So I've taken the test shots, and well, you should have seen them by now, but I just want to highlight something. As you will see, the viewfinder. Yes, there are 5 autofocus points, up, down, left, right, and the autofocus isn't actually that bad, as I will demonstrate to you right now. So as you can see, it is on the what's it called? The focus closest thing, the closest focus thing, and we'll see how fast it focuses. One side, oh no, it's on. Put into autofocus. Oh, I can't find a focus point. Okay, I'll focus there. There we go. Here we go. Try again. There we go. Snapped into focus. I mean, it's not lightning quick like today's standards, but it's not bad for 2005. But like today, you have ultrasonic motors and silent wave motors and everything else. And I don't know if I've set the camera right onto my face, but yeah, you know, this thing is a workhorse. Served well until I get my new DSLR. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Shall I go over some basic features, such as on the side here, the left side. Yeah, that's the left side. Got USB connection for computers. Got video output and power adapter. But since I have neither of those, I don't use this port. It's also got the loops for the camera strap, but I took them off. It's also got the flash pop-up button on the side here, also used for selecting the flash mode on the LCD. We won't go into the lens, that's irrelevant. It's got on-off switch, top, self-timer button, remote, and burst and single. And then we got exposure compensation, or aperture if you're in like shutter priority or something. It's also got a hot shoe, which I don't use because I don't have anything that does that. Select the burst, auto exposure lock, you've got playback, menu, ISO, that white balance, that's like things like that. Quality, now, important, very important. It does RAW and it does JPEGs, but it does RAW and JPEG basic because it can't really do anything other than that. I forgot to point out the most important one. It's 6.1 megapixels. 6.1. Your iPhone has more megapixels than this, but hasn't. Oh wait, I have to lock up the mirror. But it has an APS-C sensor. I know I shouldn't be doing this outdoors, but you know, sensors scratched and everything. Who cares? It's also got AF assist lamp for those dark situations. It doesn't actually work. Like it's not very good at autofocusing in the dark, even with this lamp. So I just turn it off. Save battery. It's also got this thing here, this infrared receiver thing for the ML-L3 remote, which I have. It's a Yongnuo knockoff, but still. Mode dial here, as usual. Focus, there we go. And secretly hidden is the diopter adjustment. Yep, you should know what that does. It does some cool stuff. It goes smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger. It's for like if you need glasses or something like that. Get better eyesight. Yeah, it's very basic menu, user friendly, etc. ISO 200 to 1600, unless you do auto ISO, it can go in between them, but it has like not much control. White balance, all that good stuff. Long exposure, noise reduction, it doesn't work really. Like, there's not much noise produced in long exposure anyway. Like, the noise is amazingly, like, not even there, because it's only ISO 1600. You know, if you go above that, then you got noise everywhere. Autofocus, there's continuous, servo, and A. You got dynamic area, single area, which is the middle one. Also, you got that little, not sure what that's called, LCD thing down the bottom. And also, if it's focused, it has that green light down the bottom left, which is very, very useful for manual focusing. Yeah, SD card, image review, I turn that off to save battery. I only review when I need to. ISO auto, it's handy for nothing. It's got TTL flash, you know, all the good stuff. Power saving and remote and all this stuff. Mirror lockup. Now, the gimmick with this, I'll show you. You see, the mirror's locked up, but you can't take a picture. That's the thing, it's only for cleaning purposes, and doesn't have a self-cleaning function. So I turn it off, mirror flips back down, I put the lens back on. There we go. The lens is quite dirty, I know. Don't mind that. And so, you can also lock images, which is you can do on everything else. That's the checkerboard zoom, not zoom, that thing. Yeah, which is pretty handy. You can zoom via that and the scroll wheel. And that picture's out of focus. Yeah, it's out of focus. Wow. You can scroll through your images while zoomed in, like that one. That is nice. 6.1 megapixels, but lots of detail. Look at that. You can see all the little yellow things. Get out of zoom. Just press enter. Yeah. I shoot in fine because fine. Yeah, I really have nothing else to go on about other than it's becoming the end of the video now, and just want to address a few other things. Microphone, come on. There we go. The battery life is shocking. Like, I can get probably 1,000 plus shots on a single battery in the space of a few hours, but you know, my iPhone usually runs out before this does, because this uses no battery at all. There's no touchscreen, there's no live view, there's no vibration reduction needed, and if you've got a steady hand, this is perfect for practicing like steadiness. And yeah, we got the metering, light metering thing, you know, overblown or underexposed. Also, you got the D-pad, which I never really addressed. D-pad right there. That's good. That's good. That's great. Focus. There we go. So I'm lorenplanes. Thank you so much for watching. and goodbye.